I must have a lot of friends. I can already tell.
How's it going?
Was that him?
No, that was CJ.
Oh, I was like, I-Fi voice keep changing. I-Fi, you were on mute with your new mic.
Wait a second.
But why did you tell them? Leave them that way. And every once in a while, we would be like, "Yeah, if I."
Just
I'm a
stop.
That was your best sound yet?
I don't know how to technology. I'm
Jeez.
I reject everyone on panel. Is that a good start?
Yes, that's that best start so far. Carry on.
What if we all just lowered our standards? Then we could all be friends.
No.
Standards are lower. You're on here.
You know,
No.
I-Fi is making a very
That was
valid
a good
point.
one.
I-Fi is making a very valid point. The point that I want to get to, which is raising our standards, is what I mean by rejecting more people. Go on, I-Fi, preach.
If we raise our standards, there'll be no one left. We gotta start a biker gang, dude. The math doesn't check out.
Is Hippie Josh? I never know who Hippie is. Is Hippie Josh? Look, I didn't say that men and women can't be friends. I never said that. I think usually it doesn't work out, but if in certain cases it does, that's great.
I believe I'm never going to lower my standards to help anybody else raise theirs, and that's just
true.
That's just always been how a standard.
You know, my problem really probably boils down to with women, like having women friends. It's kind of like, how do I put it in words? Maybe somebody else could.
Yeah, Base. How does it feel to be the YouTube sex symbol?
Cynthia is so amused.
No, Cynthia's not. Cynthia's so
Then why are you laughing? Why the fuck are you laughing then?
Your ego is so funny to me. It's so. I know you sit in the mirror and be like, "You're the best. You are the best." Nobody.
Thank you. I know that. I already knew, but I appreciate you reinforcing, Cynthia. Look, this is just a bunch of fucking cope right now. You're just coping.
I know you do. I know you do.
When did you realize that you thought of Based as a sex object?
I don't.
When I lowered my standards.
And also reevaluating your standards. Just because I raise my standard doesn't mean they don't get raised all the time. And you have to know your worth in this game of life, whether it be friends, jobs, where you live, establishments you hang out with, panels you sit on. You have to know your value.
The best I can do is tree fitty, Cynthia. I got a friend that knows about standards.
So, Cynthia, what is your value as a friend? I'm taking applications. Go.
My value as a friend?
Yeah, tell us all. Overtly communicate your value.
I'm a source of entertainment through my insightful knowledge. I have the ability to show up when needed. You can call on me, and if I tell you I'll be there, I'll be there. And if I'm not going to be able to make it, I will communicate and never leave you hanging.
A friend in need
ask me.
is a friend indeed.
Okay, and going back to y'all's
No, hold on. Don't go back yet. Don't go back.
Okay.
Ask me what's my value.
What's your value as a friend?
I'm a piece of shit.
Okay.
A friend with weed is better.
Mm-hmm.
See, I set the bar real low, and then when I break, I crush expectations. People are like, oh my God, but only a select few get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But you selling yourself high, you punctual, you're...
I am that I count on punctuality. Dang it, I was gonna say, about the friends. Do y'all foster y'all's friendships, or do you expect the other person?
That is gay. Oh my God, that's a gay question. Do I foster friendship? What the fuck?
That's not a gay question.
It's
That's
super
not a
gay.
gay question.
It's the gayest. Do I foster relation? How would I foster? Is this like a child?
Like at an orphanage or something? What are we talking about?
Yeah, how would we foster?
Okay, when somebody runs through my mind, I make sure to send them a text message. I make sure to call. Like if I think about them, I say, okay, well, they're in my thoughts for a reason. Let me reach out. And that's, it just so happened I was thinking about you. So, and I schedule 1 day a week to make phone calls, not to the same person every week, but I do have a list of, I make sure I talk to everybody once a month. And that is a responsibility. And how can I expect a friendship to last if I'm not going to put forth my effort? Now, if I keep calling somebody and they never answer, obviously that's a different story. But instead of
What if
being
they
like,
need your help? What if they didn't answer because they need your help?
well, they'll give me a message somehow.
No. What if they can't?
Oh no, I'll figure it out. And listen, I'm an inch high private eye. If you are on schedule and I always talk to you and I don't talk to you for 3 days, I will show up. Ask Tommy. I called the police looking for Tommy one time online. That's why he hates me.
I don't think
hates
that's
everybody,
why. Yeah.
including himself.
I mean, he likes me, but that's a little bit different.
No.
I have a perspective on friendship.
Yeah, go for it.
And it's if you've ever like had a job and had coworkers, you know who can help you out and who can't help you out based off of what you actually do. And then so when you meet during those transactions, each second matters, and you learn a little bit about their personality, how they're feeling in the morning, how they're feeling when they're leaving, how they're feeling during their day.
Yeah.
But you get that feeling, and if it clicks with who you are, with the little highs and buys and ups and downs and nonverbal communication when you can tell somebody's feeling bad, if you're the person to reach out and be like, hey man, you look down today or whatever, or hey, why you hopping, skipping and jumping around like you're about to go on vacation or something, that leads to a response. That's another interaction. That person might wind up being on the same wavelength, like mentally, that you are, and you might wind up getting a little personal in with each interaction. And it's like, oh man, I'm down because my kid's sick, or I got this big bill because there was a storm and I got to put a roof on the house. You say that, they give you a sentence back, and then you move on with your day. But the next time you meet this person, be like, hey, how's that roof going? And then you build. But then
what if I don't give a fuck about the roof? Should I still ask?
Well, I mean,
you could be nice about it.
No, I can't be nice. Hi-Fi.
Well, that's why you got no friends.
I do have
friends. Even if you don't care about the roof, but you're meeting you're coming this close to another person, you might as well bullshit. You got nothing to talk about with the weather.
Primal and Izzy say that friends are like a bicycle. You have to ride them right. I think that's what they were saying.
But I guess what I was getting at is even in your personal life, you have these friends that you can talk to, but they're not going to help you move. You have these friends that are going to help you move, but they're constantly asking you for stuff, a ride here and there, because what they do is they find friends that need help moving, so that way they can get a couple bucks here and there.
Okay, should we compliment our friends, like say, hey, I like what you did with that. You seem real healthy and stout. Like, should I say things like that?
But see, the thing is, it's not just the tool that we offer to each other. It's the wavelength of how we treat each other. So if you can hang with somebody at the bar, but you got an entire golf bag of friends, you got the hammers, you got the wedges, you got the putter, but you can all be personal together.
He's saying all diversify your portfolio based. You're not getting it, dude.
Should I be nice? Should I say nice things?
He's saying diversify your portfolio.
So nobody can answer the question if I should say nice things.
Yes.
Oh, I was it to everybody? I didn't know. Yeah, absolutely. And would you not?
What if they're retarded? I should tell them they're.
Would you not say nice things to other content creators? Hey, congratulations on making your 1,000. Hey, I saw this great show. Would you not compliment them? So why wouldn't you do it in your real life?
Happy birthday, Wizard.
Just say it in a nice way. Say you're mentally challenged. You're not retarded.
Hey, buddy, you're a little bit dumb, but I like you. Like that type of thing.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, anyone.
Being on the same wavelength, because let's say you have a friend that's the person that you talk to, and you've known each other forever. You know everything about each other. You have the relationship. If you guys are on the same wavelength, where you can be like, you see him, he rolls up in his electric wheelchair, and you're like, "What's up, retard?" And he's like, "What's up, retard?" If you guys are on the same wavelength, then is saying, "Hey, retard," a nice thing?
Yes.
Most people from the outside would say no. But if that's
Yep,
y'all's
they're
wavelength,
dumb.
be on it. And don't care what anybody else says, because nobody's in charge of your friendship and how you treat people and how they receive it, except for you
famous.
and the other
That's
person.
true. No, you're right. You hit the nail on the head.
So should I still reject everyone on panel, or are we getting any contenders yet?
Just untrackable. Just reject him for now. We'll move
All
on.
right. Stop being retarded, untractable.
Untractable. You can't even say his name right. You retard.
What is it then? I said untrackable.
All right. Reject iFi as well.
Okay. Yeah, I can't read or technology, so.
So as Primal pointed out here, I did answer in a way, but what makes someone a friend versus who you interact with, let's say friendly, positively? And I think that hardship is one of the main answers, right? Izzy, I don't know where her chat was, but she was talking about some of her friends, male friends, man friends from 20 years ago that were in, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm never wrong, Iraq together. And went through some hardship, case in point. And now 20 years later, they are still friends. That's cool. But I think without going through hardship together, right, that's not really a friend. It hasn't been tested if the relationship hasn't been tested. And I don't mean that you should purposely test it, like, steal money from them and be like, oh, are we still friends? That's not what I mean. I just mean naturally, life will throw tests at you and the relationship. Hire slow, fire fast.
So untrackable. I don't want to just dismiss you off the bat. How about
yes, you do.
Forming friendships based on like core values and stuff like that? Would that be a good route to go rather than your tactics of diverse portfolios or whatever?
No, I think the core value idea is excellent, and I believe. I went through the school of core values, and I carry them with me. So when I see somebody, even if they didn't go to the same school that I went to, if they carry those values, maybe they got them at home. That's not where I got them, but maybe they got those values at home. If we share enough and are strict on ourselves enough, those are things that you notice about other people, whether they're strict to what they say. And yes, I think that's a very important part.
So what's some of your core values that you choose your friends with?
Well, like I said, having served in the Army, I was educated in some values and what they meant and how to point them out and see them.
So like loyalty, valor, can you give us some
the Army
hints?
did that?
I mean, it's part of the education process. It's part of you must remember this, and you must be able to, along the way, realize, be like, do I want to stand next to this dude or do I want to stand next to that dude? Because that dude's going to get me in trouble. This dude, we can have some fun, but we're going to stay out of trouble. You know what I mean?
One of my favorite lines about the military is from a movie in which the dude said, "Who's in charge here?" And the other guy said, "Ain't you?" Would that pretty much summarize the military experience?
No, not in my.
It was
not in my-
Apocalypse Now, by the way, just anyone who's wondering.
iFi.
Literally, you get no pussy.
But
I know that. I'm trying to find out how to get the pussy, though. The military dude's helping me out. Loyalty, valor, I think is where we're going. Is that core values for friends?
Well, integrity, like,
Integrity. Okay.
I think that's a big one.
Right. I don't want friends who are going to lie to me, for instance, right? Does anyone want friends who are going to lie to them?
Negative.
No.
Do you know who do? Most people who are coping. They want others to enable their cope bullshit.
Influencers?
And that's what I was just unmuting to point that out. That's my main core issue is integrity. When I'm 5 years old, put up in the foster care and stuff, and I see the very people that are supposed to be taking care of me telling me one thing and doing another, consistently, repeatedly for 5 years. I have no other stronger foundation in my life than that very impressionable time that tells me most every adult I've ever met in my life is nothing more than a liar. They refuse to accept the truth because of the comfort and convenience, and it's so easy to give up their responsibility to somebody else.
So not only honest, but reliable. So you probably don't want any friends that will flake on you on the first signs of trouble.
Correct.
Hold up.
They're
hold
able
up.
to use their reason and logic.
Old
We
Joe
got-
in the house.
Yep, we got old Joe. What up, old Joe? It's been a minute.
He's also a boomer. Find the button, dude.
Hello,
Unmute.
everybody. How are things?
Very good. How are things with you?
Peachy.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can
Yep.
hear you now. You're good.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay? I should be unmuted.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Audio good.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I don't think-
Testing. 1,
Yeah,
2,
I
3,
can
old
hear you
Joe.
okay. Hey, I just wanted to comment. I just wanted to
Yep, go.
comment on something that Based had said because it is astounding to me. Now, my internet connection is poor. Is the audio coming through okay?
You good?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So Based had said, who is it that wants people to lie to them? And then had extended upon that by saying, there are many people who prefer people to lie to them when they want to be enabled. You know, I have seen many people push friends away who were truthful and welcome friends who were untruthful but said things that they preferred to hear. And I've seen the result of that in the end to be absolutely devastating. So what I was hoping is that you as a panel, like I'll drop down, but I was hoping that maybe Based you could expand a little bit on what you meant by enabling and maybe some examples you've seen.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, old Joe. Yeah. So, for instance, I've seen all types of enabling. I like to go to surface things that are very relatable to people. So, for instance, let's say, friend is like, oh, I'm trying to be more healthy. I'm trying to lose weight, this type of thing. And the other person, the other friend is like, hey, that's great, wonderful. By the way, I'm going to McDonald's. Do you want anything? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Actually, you know what? I can start this diet tomorrow, next week, whatever the case. And they go and get them some shit. So in a sense, they're doing them a disfavor. They're enticing to do the wrong thing, right? Wrong thing for them, for their body, their health. And they're doing it under the guise of, well, it feels good in the moment, and I want this person who's trying to make a positive change to stick with me in this negative space. Right? I don't want to let them go and change for the better. I want to keep enabling them, help them. Now, to the first person, to their problem, as it would be, they're accepting that. They're accepting friends around them who are going to push the enabling behaviors as well as coping mechanisms. Right? Like, oh, it's just one more milkshake. It's just one more whatever it is. Now, I'm not making the binary argument, never eat any of this shit. I think we all do at some point. But just point being, it could be with cigarettes, could be with alcohol, right? Your friend is struggling with alcoholism and you're pretending to be supportive, right? The idea of like, oh yeah, that's great. But then inviting them places where there will be alcohol or, bringing up memories to kind of instill the whole, no, don't run away from us. You need us. That type of shit. Right? So friends who are lying to us in our face, smiling, like, yeah, no, I agree. That's good. And then at the end of the day, really helping to poison.
This is it. And I'm wondering what our payoff is. So I'll give you an example from my life where I almost prefer to be lied to, even knowing that it's happening. So let's say there's two political candidates and I support one of them, and there's a media channel that's more friendly to that particular candidate. I more often would listen to that media channel, even if sometimes I know their content may be specious or stilted or wrong. Like, I fight this in myself, but I will admit that there's a temptation for me to want to hear those things that are more towards what I want to hear than perhaps the actual truth. And I wonder if this is what we experience with friendships as well.
Sure. I think I've seen it a lot. I'm not saying this is the only place it happens, but particularly with women when it comes to men. I think that groups of women, particularly groups of single women, like to keep their single women friends single. It seems to be that way. They'll say things like, oh, don't put up with that, or, whatever, these, you're better than that. You can do better, like this type of shit. And a lot of times it's not true. It might have been good direction or healthy, whatever it was. And the other women don't want to see their woman friend be happy. Not that I think it's happiness. But nonetheless, I've seen that a lot, particularly with women. I don't see that with men, but there's other ways that men cope that are distinctly different than women. So it depends on what we're talking about.
I have a side thought.
Fuck you, I-Fi.
Oh,
all right,
I
go on.
reject this whole panel. So I like how you kind of almost made a point without saying it. So I'll kind of ask the panel, does it matter in what Base was describing a few minutes ago about, the friend not helping the other friend by making the bad choices? Does it matter?
So I'll just finish this story. I'll just finish with the story. She came over with the...
Was he talking the whole time?
I don't know. Go on, I-Fi.
Hey, old Joe, by the way, your audio cut out. That's why I was talking. I didn't hear you talking.
I must have some sort of I think you guys were hearing me right away.
I just now heard you, old Joe.
I thought you were talking to someone else. Yeah, go on, old Joe.
Okay, sorry. No, I'll be quick. No, I was talking, but I think there is audio issues. I'll be fast. To build on what Based Oracle has said, I was dating a lady one time who came over and visited with her friend who was single, and her behavior was quite strange. She was very down and very depressed. So I asked her later what was the issue, and she told me openly that she knew that her friend was single and depressed and wanted to be that way in order to make her friend feel better. She didn't want to be happy because she thought that this would depress her friend even further.
Yeah.
So it kind of builds on what Base was saying. So sorry, I-Fi, go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
You didn't cut me off, dude. You just didn't realize your audio wasn't coming through, so I was probably talking over you. Anyways, I was going to ask the panel if they thought that it matters if the friend that wanted to go get the fast food was either doing it for virtue signaling, which is obviously, I think most of the panel will agree that that's not a good friend either. But even a harder question, what if they had good intentions? They weren't doing it out of manipulation or whatever, but they honestly thought they were helping. Intent
does matter to me. I don't know if it matters to everyone, but intent definitely matters. And I want to tie this into real quick what Izzy's saying. Well, she was saying it's on the person. It's called self-control. I agree. It's on us to be self-controlled, as per the situation. However, if you're not strong enough to have that, to utilize that self-control around other people, then those people you would be better off without. I'll put it like that to make it simple. So kind of to your point, I-Fi, whether or not the intent was good, although it does matter, if that's negative on you as you're growing or attempting to grow or do the right thing, then it would be better to not have them there, to use your own self-direction than to be directed by others who aren't going to be able to do as well for you as you at the end of the day, irregardless of their intentions.
Unregardless.
Irregardless.
I like irregardless. Some people say it's not a word. Fuck those people. What up, Ricardo?
I like
it. Hey, Ricardo, what's the
I,
difference between regardless and irregardless?
How's it going? I don't think irregardless is a word. I think it's made up. I also think the Homer Simpson one's made up. Unregardless, but I like it. I like the sound of that one, so I'll accept
sir,
that
Sir, did you know that all words are made up?
Oh yeah, of course.
I think in the context of irregardless, it kind of comes off as a double negative because you have like regards, you have guard, and then you could have guardless, but irregardless, it's almost like a in some sort of way it seems
indistinguishable
like
disregard, irregardless. I made that shit up. It's mine.
Too much negative. I agree.
Stop being so negative, panel.
It becomes a positive. I agree. I'm so negative, I become positive.
Okay. No, that's cool.
If it was electrical current, it probably would be.
I think we can all agree the English language is retarded.
We're talking about human emotions here, so this is.
Yeah, irregardless, let's move on. Go on it.
Stuff.
Yep. Yeah, what did you want to... Yeah.
What's the question? How can we best handle rejection and just get on with things?
No. We should give out more rejection for the right reasons.
The question was, how do we reject faster?
Even if you risk, by doing that, you risk your potential popularity with the crowd.
That's
the cool
bravery.
Crowd ever.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck it. No, go alone.
So here's a case in point, Ricardo, is when I was having this back and forth with Andrew Wilson, right? He said to me, if you hadn't been a backbiter, I would have brought you all these subscribers. And I'm sure it's true to some degree, right? He's done this with Glenn, Grid One, other people. I don't want them. I don't want your people.
Don't forget duplicitous.
But the people come anyway, whether you want them to or not.
Yeah, thank you, old Joe.
I think it's kind of like your subscribers, right? Your YouTube subscribers. Not all of the people that subscribe to you are your friends. Like some of them are going to be wanting to keep an eye on you, to follow you, to see what you do, so they can,
hate on you,
kill you worse, get you worse, whatever, like take shots at you. But it doesn't. You don't always know.
Yeah, and I still have some of those hanging around from the Wilson camp, the few that hopped on to be like, I'm still here to hate on you. It's
just
like,
enjoy the game.
Yeah.
So that's why base needs to reject harder. You got to get rid of the negative people in your life.
When you reject somebody, is that it? Do they ever get to come back around? Are you just no means no forever?
It's
I like
possible.
to say you win nothing. Good
I wasn't
day,
asking you, I-Fi.
Good day, sir.
So to answer your question, Cynthia, there could be a hard rejection. There could be soft rejections. It depends. At times I've given people a second chance, and it seems in every single instance, giving a second chance leads to a third, fourth, fifth, if I let it continue, meaning that if they fucked up one time, they fucked up every time, if it's to that level, right? If it's to the level of, let's say, whatever it is, behind your back, trying to hurt you, doing something diabolical, negative, right?
How many more chances do you fucking give them for just...
Yeah, would you say between you and I, Cynthia, that was a pretty hard rejection?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you mean?
I love your theory, Base. I love it. I want to be that. But I also take into consideration life is happening. People are changing. Circumstances are about, because one person perhaps was this way then, perhaps months from now, year, whatever, life circumstances, they changed and they still have value. So the way you're presenting it makes it seem like, oh, there's no more value for you in my life. Stay away from me. Then I wonder if having that attitude is do you push people that could be beneficial to you?
Yes. Yeah, I definitely push people that could be beneficial to me away. And I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, in a kind of thirst mode, and this doesn't necessarily have to do with sex, but just in general, like thirst for, people around you, the idea of not wanting to be lonely, this type of thing. I understand the temptation, but I also don't give a fuck. I've met enough people now. Well, maybe not quite enough. We'll see. But I've met enough people in my life where I am pretty sure I know where people are. I understand how they work. Yes, everyone's an individual, but there's sort of a group of people, a very large group, that I don't want to be near me, even if they can be beneficial. Also, and in a sense, I think that's a favor to them.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Do you do this for a protection? Do you do this for protection from them?
I prefer preservation than protection.
Okay.
Right, so it's self-preservatory.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to answer the question, even though Cynthia didn't ask me, just to piss her off. So, some of us subscribe to the quality versus quantity theory of obtaining friends, and so I think that's kind of what Base was saying, but I would say it more directly that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good one.
And thank you, Izzy, for the $10 Venmo. I know I'm probably playing this at the wrong time, but I was never the best with timing. Bye, iFi. So iFi, you just got bought out. It's not forever. In fact, I didn't even come up with the time. Shit. I know Izzy likes Flo, and yes, thank you. And Flo would say $10 is 10 minutes. Is that right, Cynthia? Let me double check with Cynthia.
So. I do believe so.
Okay, so iFi, we'll see you in 10 minutes or not. If you want to get it, Izzy, you will stay here 10 minutes.
I think it was perfect timing because he was about to answer that to make me mad, and it just went down the way it should.
It was just fate. Yeah.
Thank you, Izzy. Thank you, Base.
So, anyways, moving on.
Fate, like a perfect flow state.
Yeah.
Great.
So, obviously, like anything, we can interpret words, a short string of words, reject more people to mean anything, right? There's a lot of people, what do you mean? Why should we reject? We need more inclusivity. I do think that community division, sort of the opposite of community, is a big problem. However, it's not because people aren't rejecting each other. It's because, it's because they're not, right? We don't set our own standards high enough. Now, with that said, there's a balance, as with everything. I'm not saying to expect the impossible out of people, right? That's also crazy. But the idea of, well, I know, for instance, because I've dealt with this, I know that this person, this friend, this whoever, lies to other people. I see them lie to other people, yet I haven't noticed a lie at me yet. And they're cool, we have fun, so I'm going to let them stay. My point is, right there, where you see them lying to other people, other friends, whatever it is, that to me is bye.
Right.
You're gone.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it goes to filling your cup. If you're going to fill your cup, you want to fill it with good, clean water, not something that's toxic.
Yeah.
Right.
Gonna do it to me. It's just a matter of time.
I don't necessarily reject people, but I have people at certain different distances from me. Some people, talk to me here. Other people get closer. In my personal real life experience, I worked at the mall, and I love to go and strike up conversations with the most interesting looking people who some would deem, why are you talking to this crazy person? And because they always had the most interesting stories to share, and they always had something going on. But I had to take the time to get to know them. I had to approach them, and I couldn't let my other friends judge me on that. So I never reject anybody necessarily, but I do push people further away and allows others to be closer to me.
Yeah. So I see a lot of good things that can come out of proper rejections. So, there's a distinction with men and women, right? The intent, is this a friendship, right? We've talked about this.
Right.
So let's say it's a woman, right? So it's not meant to be a friend, let's just say. And she does some dumb shit along the lines of what we were just talking about. It's a clear boundary, border, whatever. And I say goodbye, right? Reject, done, right off the rip. To me, I'm not only am I doing myself a favor, but I'm doing her a favor. Meaning that as she approaches the world with other people who aren't me, because now that's gone, that's done, is that she might think twice about that behavior. That might inspire change. Whereas if I just said, hey, I want you to change this, that's not going to happen. And what up, Izzy?
What up, Izzy?
Hello.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm just giving iFi an opportunity to kick me out. That's why I'm here.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah. What's up, Track, CJ, and happy birthday again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's up, Izzy?
How goes it?
Just enjoying the evening.
Word.
So you guys are still talking about friends?
Rejection. But
rejection.
Sure, friends. It could be friends, could be, more than friends.
Yeah. I mean, I think
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Izzy.
Oh, I think I told you, our situation. And maybe you're right, to your point, having gone through hardships, But, yeah, I do have friends that we're still very, very close. I mean, very close bond. And maybe because of that, I'm not sure.
In part at least?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we can go, but we can also go for a year or two not seeing each other, not talking, and we pick up the phone, and there's no lost time,
And iFi, shooting from the backstage, says, "Why you letting Iz run your show?" And then he says,
can pay.
And then he says, "Money." Hey, iFi, do you think that these lights are free, motherfucker? You think this internet was free? iFi, did you think that this StreamYard with 1080p, unlike everyone else, do you think that that was free?
Exactly.
Shot? I don't.
She is green.
And actually, I super chatted you more than the 10. Can I use more time with that to keep iFi away?
Oh man. Well, I have to, in the fairness of super chat, put it towards whatever you say it's towards. So the last one was $10 for iFi. And look, I know he is chomping at the bits to come back on. He wants to talk to you. And I didn't come up with a whole schedule yet. But with that said, we're going to give iFi a fair shot if he decides to stay in for the duration of his timeout, because you did time him out. And if somebody wants him cut again, kicked again, who am I to argue with money?
How long does he have right now?
Well, we went off the flow schedule since I don't have one, which means he has 2 minutes left.
To come back?
Yeah.
I hear money being exchanged, iFi. You might as well take off, buddy. You got a free night tonight, homie.
iFi, don't listen to Cynthia.
Wow.
Oh, shoot. I didn't realize we got people in the backstage.
Don't bring up MC Nemesis.
Hey, what's up, niggers?
See?
Told you. I even left you a comment in the chat, brother. Don't start your Nazi BS.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
Well, he got his, that was his heyday. And look, good news. What up, Primal in the house?
Hey guys.
And
That's a fun
we
point.
yeah, we got an old buddy back. His name is iFi. What up, iFi? Your time is up.
I find it
Wi-Fi.
interesting, based that
How's
you
your
don't
Wi-Fi?
have female energy around you with friends. Can a male be complete without a feminine energy, whether it be in a mother, a sister, a best friend, a relationship? Can a male be complete without that?
I do.
Yeah,
I have plenty
not
of female
not
energy.
forever.
Cynthia, have you not seen my intro? I got plenty of female energy around
But
me.
you
Not for
yourself
too long.
also say that friends on YouTube, that there's not really friends. So
I didn't say that.
what is your theory on people on
What I've talked about is people referring, other content creators referring
Right.
to everyone that they make content with as their friend. And I think many times that creates problems in terms of there's expectations. Many of them truly haven't been through hardship with each other. It's just like, hey, we're friendly, we're friends. And what I talk about is it takes time to actually become friends, what I consider to be friends. So
Hey, Base,
no, I
check
did
your
not say.
Venmo. Check your Venmo.
Oh shit!
They'll go through a few
You
tests.
got to always come around, so you can always. I is the
Hey,
top.
Primal, when I get back, I want to talk to you. We'll wait and see if the women are done.
Oh, I'm sorry, iFi. That was Thank you, Izzy, with the $20. iFi is gone again. We're all gonna miss him. iFi, we miss you. Hang in. What, Cynthia? What does $20 mean? That's 20 more minutes. Is that right?
Yeah, so that would be
Okay.
717, which
Okay,
will then put you at almost 3 hours, Base, for your show. So this isn't interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Can he still
anywho,
talk in the chat?
are we still what?
Can iFi still talk in the chat? Or
Yeah,
is his
yeah.
time
He's
out
still
there as well?
he's still in the chat. Yep.
Yeah,
You just can't talk with here.
So when it comes to the expectations in those
Funny.
tight situations, sometimes we have to remember too, the expectations on each side are different.
Yeah.
You got a buddy that's in a difficult situation. His expectations of you to come help him are different than your expectations of what kind of help you can give him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Limits of what they will do and what you will do for them.
So if we're looking in a transactional sense, right? I'm just talking two random people, man and a woman, and their friends. I would think that the man is willing to protect her in terms of the friendship, physically if need be, even to the extent, maybe, depending on the people, the man and the woman, laying down his life for her. I
Sure.
would not expect
You're right,
that is mutual. That is not mutual. He may pay for shit for her, as if they're in a relationship, although they're really not. Right? So I'm not saying men and women can't be friends. I'm just saying this is probably part of why I have not aimed for that. That's never been my aim.
Right. I think you have what? Say Lou is asking, can he buy himself back? Yes, right?
Who was asking?
Can't spell Lou. What say Lou?
Buy herself back. Oh,
Buy-
can he? Oh, yeah. Yeah, iFi,
He's
it would
gonna have
be
to do
20.
the 30.
Well, no, the 10 is already gone, so now he would have to do 20. But the good news is he's not going to do any. If I know iFi, and I do, he would not donate $1. So
It's funny how he takes credit for it. He'll tell you you're welcome.
All right, I'll tell you what, iFi, $3.50, and you can come back up.
No.
Just because I know that you're not
For
going to
3
do it.
minutes.
It's an empty.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. I'd go $1.
No.
$3.50.
No, because somebody could buy it for him. Stop it.
No.
That
This would be from him.
No,
From
we're
him.
trying to get him to do it for himself.
Just on principle, he won't do it.
Yeah. Well,
So
I know
do
he
you-
won't do it.
He's already getting most of the attention now, so
Yeah, he likes
what's that about?
attention. iFi, do you like attention? Tell us from the chat. So, Primal, what are your thoughts? I know you Yeah, to say from the chat.
Yeah, I
stuff.
caught some of it, and then I was stepped away for a little bit, and then tried to pick back up. But just the concept, and I feel like you kind of bounced around a little bit, but your kind of premise there was reject more people. And generally speaking, I would say my thought on it, you're actually doing them a service by rejecting them, especially if it's not somebody that, let's say it's romantically or in a business relationship or whatever the cause may be, and you don't actually want them around, but they're trying to be around you, and you let them know, not in a mean way, but just like, hey, this isn't what I'm looking for. This isn't what I want. This isn't what I need. And it saves you both some time. It saves them some time of thinking, hey, I thought this person was my friend, or I thought this person wanted me around, so I kept coming around. And meanwhile, you're sitting there and you don't even want them there, but you kind of just allow them to keep coming around. They're wasting time and you're wasting their time. So you're doing them an actual service by rejecting them.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but in maybe a balanced perspective, right? It might take time to know if you really do, but if you know, then you should.
It's not like, oh, hey, I don't like the way your hair looks. Get the fuck out of here. It's not like that. But it's like, hey, I kind of got to know you a little bit, and this isn't what I want for whatever the situation is. I feel like a lot of these come to romantic situation conversations, but it could be a business, it could be a friendship, it could be a whatever. And if, to your point, fire fast and hire slow. So if you spend a little bit of time around them and you find that this isn't a person that you want in your kind of little circle, if you will, then reject them. And it's okay. Don't be a dick about it, but reject them, because you're wasting their time if you don't.
But back to the hair. I mean, that was exactly why I rejected I-Fi many times. I don't like his helmet at all.
No. Hey, everybody's got different standards.
He's special.
You've seen
he needs a helmet.
What's it look like?
Which helmet are we talking about here?
I-Fi.
No, I mean the Avatar. Or...
Is it big?
Yeah.
Nobody knows what he looks like.
He looks like this. Don't get excited, I-Fi. Yeah. So, Primal, what I've noticed is, and this is my own anecdotal, every time I mention anything along these lines, typically women are like, what kind of women have you known? And it's like, you all. Like, what do you mean? But no, getting to it is, women like to, at times, make their boundaries very well known, but your boundaries are like, it really turns into one-way streets. And same thing goes with rejection. I've experienced a lot of, they hate being rejected. And I get it. I don't think men or women like to get rejected. But I've never seen at times the level of, how do I say, like revenge type shit than out of women getting rejected. Like you really see all the emotions come out. But to your point, and even more so for this reason, it's better to do it the sooner that you know than to string it along. And I think if you hand those reins to women, they will let it go on for a while before they cut it off. Like they'll know, I mean, it's been said, I think typically women know sometime before that they're leaving the dude or moving on or whatever the case. And not to say men don't do that, but I'm saying primarily men should not do that. It's not a good thing to do, right? You're leading them on, you're wasting their time, and you're putting yourself in that position, wasting your time.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah, I think women are more tactical with it as well. More tactical, more manipulative and crafty. Whereas men are just like, they're more impulse, or just stick to their plan. Stick to the original plan, guys. She doesn't always agree with that.
I really, I'm not a fan of you trying to, I know what look, I've been accused one too many times, I-Fi.
You're fucking the moderator. Bro, you're fucking the moderator, and you're worried about me being bad faith in my moderator selection.
So now this debate is about my penis.
You're wild, Base.
I know.
Who was he talking about?
I don't know. Moving on.
I'm actually going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Who said that?
Me, CJ.
Who said that?
Oh, all right. Later, man. All right.
Bye,
So, any more disagreement? Any more pushback ideas? What do we got? You all just agree with me.
No.
I'm just the purveyor of truth and good information.
No.
I think this.
I've got an
Only the
opinion.
women said no. All right, go on.
Okay, I think generally we should reject. When we should reject harder and stronger and mean it. Although, we always consider the possibility that you might want to change. You might actually want to change your mind, and that's okay. You don't need to be, beat yourself up over the fact that you've changed your mind. Just adapt and move on.
Yeah.
I used to wait tables at a clubs, and my motto was no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now.
Well,
So
one
that is just not right now. Now's not the right time. And if it's something worth investing in, I will swing back around. Hey, do you want a drink? Or no, never just means not right now.
I think if it's meant to be, it'll be. The people who are in your life or should be in your life will be in your life.
I agree.
Right? So the idea of worrying about, well, what if this is the nah, fuck that. If it was, you would know. Thank
your
you,
intuition.
Mr. Irrigation. I appreciate that. What was that, Ricardo?
Trust your intuition.
Yes. Yeah. Instinct, intuition. It never lies to me, but I have not listened to it on many occasions and paid. Always a price to pay.
Yeah, me too.
Would you say that was actually part of the plan? I mean, even though I'm always under things don't happen to me, they happen for me. And once I really change that attitude, nothing really happens to me anymore. Even if
Hey, it looks like IFI is not taking that rejection well.
Oh.
I mean, seriously.
Now, as far as the big plan, the master scheme, you mean? I mean, we can look at things however we want. And I think that looking at them in fear is the wrong way.
Right.
And so if we look at them not in fear and rather in the positivity that is innately within all negative things, right? The bad things, there's positive outcomes of all of them, right?
Yeah,
depending
I
on
think-
if you can see it. Go on.
Right.
Well, I was going to say, I think if somebody's not afraid, but if somebody's choosing not to reject something, whether it's a premise or a person or an idea or whatever, then is it coming from a place of fear? Because they're afraid they're going to miss out on an opportunity. They're afraid they're going to miss out on something.
Yes.
So it seems like if you aren't willing to reject something, you're operating from a fear position, which is never a good position to operate from.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. And that, again, took me quite some time to figure out to, trust in, let's say, that reality that you're speaking of. Because the fear of, being without whatever it is, without the person, that is, in and of itself, a big L. Having that fear is a big L. I'm not afraid that my close friends, that something's going to happen, we're not going to see each other. It is possible, but I'm not afraid of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and to that point, I can't think of many good decisions that were made from a position of fear or, distress. Like, I don't think anybody makes a great decision or the best decision when they're in a distressed position, if you will.
Yeah.
Why? That's interesting. Actually, I brought that up the other day, and I told you that's why men go to jail. The chances of them going to jail a lot higher than women.
Because what?
What he was referring to, making decisions
Well, you said emotionally, if I recall. You said because they're emotional, and I was saying it's not necessarily emotional driven that they end up in jail. Although many times it is. I agree.
It is actually a lot of it is.
Well, I agree with you. A lot of it is, but I'm saying not all of it is. Sometimes men make decisions and just calculate, is it worth it or not, and do it.
Bad decisions.
But yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of emotional men in jail. I totally agree with that. I'm just saying I don't think it's all.
Right. But
some are
again,
calculated.
Calculated, you mean like a bad calculation?
Sure.
Miscalculation, you would say.
Yeah, sure. Miscalculated. Things didn't go the way that they wanted. Not everyone is in jail because they're bad. I wish it was that way for what the idea is supposed to be.
Right. I get it. But it was an interesting study that I was reading. Yeah.
I-Fi's still in the backstage. He riding this out.
Huh.
I applaud.
It's so easy, dude. Just pay $3.
I-Fi. You have 6 minutes. 6 minutes, I-Fi, you're on. Do you think you can do it, I-Fi? Do you think you can do it?
Wait, why is it? Is it really just 6 minutes?
Yep, 7:17 is when he was going to get to come back. In 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh is on. But we got I-Fi instead.
Or he could just literally pay $3 right now and come back.
Well, it'd be 6. Well, actually, now 5. Oh, you mean the 3? Well, I said $1.
I'll even say $3 and bring him back.
So, Base, can I ask you?
Yes.
What kind of prompted this topic for you? When I'm looking for topics to talk about and stream about, it's something that either I heard in another conversation, or it's something I saw on the news, or it's something that came up in life, at least in the periphery for me. Is that kind of how you got with this one, or how did this come to mind?
That's a good question. Let me get a little bit meta in general. How do I make topics, right? I intend on promoting ideas, concepts, talk, affirmation that I would have wanted, I could have used, let's say 5 to 10 years ago. Now, with that said, it's not in literal age. It doesn't mean I'm this many years old. It could be older than me. It could be younger. But nonetheless, for where I was, these are things that I talk about that I think are important, that would have bought me time, mistakes having made in the last 5-10 years. Does that make sense?
Yeah, things that you wish you had knowledge of that would have saved you maybe some hardship or saved you some time or something.
Right. Time, money, effort, whatever. And that's conceptually where I start from. Now, as far as where do I come up with it, it literally like yesterday, it just depends. Things spark me, think of events that happen. I don't go too far into my own personal life. And as it relates to YouTube at times, but I do like to give some out, right? And these are things I've experienced even on YouTube. There's people, would have, if I went back, I would have rejected sooner.
Mm-hmm. Present company accepted, of course.
Oh no, we're all on the chopping block.
Oh, present company. Yeah. Now, look, I don't think I'm too harsh, but then again, I'm arbitrary to myself. But nonetheless, we all know, I mean, you should know more than I know what your boundaries are and vice versa. And with that said, it's not so much that anyone should have my boundaries. I mean, have whatever your boundaries are. The point is, if you don't enforce them, they don't exist, much like your rights.
Yeah, I mean, what is accepted is allowed, right? Or whatever, what I'm trying to say is, hey, if you just allow something to be, then it clearly must be accepted. So
yeah. And I've dealt with, I think, in my life, particularly very tricky people at times, right? I'm not saying everyone is, but there's been many people I've dealt with that are very, very well versed in manipulation of different sorts, right? Could almost say walking around with 48 laws in their back pocket. I understand these concepts, and I've done a lot of studying of them. And with that said, I'm not willing to be other people's power plays knowingly. Now, I've gotten caught up in them, no doubt about it. But the intention is to always get better, be able to sort of sniff that out sooner. And the way I look at it is you always have signs around you, right? It doesn't mean, for instance, because somebody smokes cigarettes that they're bad and undisciplined as a binary, right? I don't push people away. Oh, you smoke cigarettes, you're dead to me. At the same time, hey, I like weed too. I got no issue with weed. You know, everything in moderation as well, right? So my point is, at times, people show you their red flags. People always tell on themselves. And I think too often we and myself have just allowed it and end up wishing that we hadn't.
Do you think that, on the topic of people should reject people more often, do you think that it's more people are getting played and should be rejecting somebody, or is it we should be rejecting somebody to save them, to do them a service? Do you feel like it's more of one than the other?
Well, I think primarily you should be selfish, self-interested, preservatory, right? And from that place, you can then help others, right, so to speak. You need to take the, first aid kit before you give it to anyone else. IFI is back. What up, buddy?
And just to expand upon that, if you think about the drug addict that's out there helping him, if you want to help him and he wants help, and he asks you for $50, are you going to give him the $50, or are you going to give him $50 worth of products and goods or whatever that would actually help him? And if you present that idea, is he going to accept that and say, no, I want the $50?
Yeah, by the way, IFI is not back.
It goes back to the expectations that we talked about earlier. There are expectations on both sides, and you have to come to an agreement on those before you go any further.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Back.
Now, before we move on, IFI, you've been removed again. I appreciate you sticking around and shit, but
keep trying, I5. Keep it going. You're gonna win her one day.
You're gonna learn how to ride that bike.
Yeah.
So I5, you have been timed out for another 10 minutes. So I think at the next, if there is a next 10 minutes, that'll be a daily. Is that correct, Cynthia? Is that how it works?
What? A daily?
Yes.
Yeah.
The next
$50 a daily.
Oh yeah.
All right, because I will be cumulative in this case. So
all
right.
Yeah.
All right, so IFI, you got 10 minutes. 18. You got 9 minutes. Whatever.
If he comes back.
Bye,
Yeah, I was gonna say if he pays, but he's not gonna pay. So.
No, he will never pay. But hey, he's your friend.
Hey, when you have that practice of looking for the manipulation in everyone, have you trained yourself to only see manipulation, or can you even see when someone's genuine?
Yeah. No, what the fuck is genuine,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
yeah.
But I hear you. Yeah, go on.
Well, that goes to observances, and if you're going to observe somebody as it relates to first impressions, that's the problem. People take those first impressions and they run with them. You can't do that, folks. You have to have a multitude of evidence to discern somebody else's intent by their actions. Actions speak louder than words.
This is kind of what Izzy and I were talking about the other day when we were saying that there are people on panel that you just feel like their stories are total BS, but you treat them like they're real. And I stated how I don't want to start seeing the world through jaded glasses. So,
oh shit! Hold on, pause. Lizard Tree in the house. Thank you for the $20 super chat. IFI, come back. IFI, I answer first off. Answer for why this channel is gay. Answer that first.
Oh shit!
This channel is so not gay. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and who would restream this shit? By the way.
Lizard Tree for the win. What is up with Lizard Tree lately?
Look, you got a friend.
Hey,
well,
Lizard...
and I just put on his channel as he puts this channel sucks on his channel.
Yeah. For real.
Well, actually, he said it was gay. But yeah.
I didn't hear any denial. Did they
And
say
you know,
it's not gay?
I was just doing his outro. Later, Prime will catch you on another panel.
I was like on the
hopefully
way
with
out.
some men present. Don't know.
But then Lizard Tree came in for the win.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I like what it says, babe.
All right,
That's cool.
I-Fi, another $10. It was good having you back so briefly. That was good.
Bye,
Thank
babe.
you, Izzy, for the $10. Lizard Tree, that was very generous, but it has now been canceled out. So
Yeah,
I still
so-
appreciate it. I will still keep the money, I promise.
Someone needs to pay $50 or what is it, 50 or 100 to bring him back?
No. That's well, it's double. Cynthia, what's the
It's
rundown?
double, yeah.
I don't remember on bringing him back. I think
It's
it
double
is.
to bring back.
Yeah. No, I think it's double for Flow, 50 to bring back. I think.
Anyone
Flo-
see what time it is?
Well, not slow.
Well, this is a monetized channel, so you could just actually contract in time and just negotiate as we go.
Yeah, I love negotiating.
I-Fi, your $10 was a cumulative, and combined it made 50, which bought you off of the show. It was discussed prior to you coming
For the
out.
day.
Right. Yeah. Which means then that shoot, so 80 more, so it's double to bring back, is that right?
Well, yeah, let's say it. Yeah, it's I-Fi.
Okay, so 50 in all now has been paid to Exile I-Fi
So
from the
100.
Panelverse for today. Best stream in the Panelverse.
Word.
And with that said, now $20 has gone towards bringing them back, which would mean which would mean another $80 needed.
No. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
How does it feel to be so expensive, I-Fi?
Yeah, I-Fi, this is the most money you've ever brought anyone. So
He's a valuable
indirectly, of
man.
course.
Yes.
He's a valuable man.
The fairest of them all.
So did that answer your question though, Primal? Did that
Yeah. Well, I mean, well enough as we can get to it on this. I'm just always curious as to where people get the ideas for the topics that they choose, kind of, and then also, to your to the other question I had, just are most people being affected or would be beneficial in rejecting more people because they're getting played essentially, or would they actually be helping more people because they're the ones that are kind of almost playing the other people, even if it is unintentionally playing them?
Yeah, I mean, as with everything, right, there's variables, what is balanced as per a situation, what is the rapport, what's the basis of the relationship to begin with, right? Did we meet on Tinder? You know what I mean? Like, I don't owe you shit.
Right.
Which I don't do that anymore. I'm off that wagon, but I'm just saying. Did we meet in the military and, Mortarland's 50 yards from us, literally. There's different bases of where we're
100%.
coming from.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it seems to me people accept each other, not here, of course, but in other places far too easily and are far too willing to cope and, lie to each other to feel good for the moment.
And I think it comes down to, I know there was a little bit going around about how do you suss out genuine versus artificial or playing. I think most interactions, I'll say most, we want something from the other person we're interacting, whether it's attention or some help with something. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. We just want something. Just understanding what that other person truly wants, I think, is important, because they may tell you they want one thing, but what they actually want is something else. So being able to suss that out, I think, can really help a lot with navigating
discernment.
That.
Yeah. And I think that comes with time, wisdom,
I have a
experience.
question.
Yeah.
speak.
Since your channel is so whatever he accused you of in a channel,
You're echoing a bit.
trying so hard to come back.
Why is he trying so hard? He loves me. He would like me to be his daddy. We're negotiating.
Who wants you to come back? Who's she talking about, Based?
Hi-Fi.
I
Oh.
think. Yeah, you were roboting a little bit.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got what you were saying, but you're roboting, so yeah.
Okay.
But
so,
yeah,
why does
he's got his own. Yeah, he's got his own platform, yet he's desperately wanting to come up on this one.
I have theories, but it's I-Fi.
Is he I-Fi talking? He hacked your mic.
Yeah, he.
I don't really
Good
know
luck with that.
I don't really know the guy very well, I-Fi, but he must have done something really bad to have deserved this treatment. What did he do?
I don't know. He just has this special talent for getting under people's skin.
No.
No, Izzy's skin.
No, my skin too.
I think
I get the feeling he's not very popular.
I think I-Fi plays the contrarian in a lot of conversations. I think that's part of it. I think he plays the contrarian. I don't know if he necessarily even believes in some of the things that maybe he says. I think there's a lot of contrarian stances he takes.
Okay, fair play.
I'd agree. Yeah.
I mean, talk about being genuine. He's like
I'd be worried.
Not even close.
But he even says, yeah, he even says he has an issue with arguing. He's a very combative person by nature. He said he's the same way in real life. So, is this a cope, or is this is I-Fi being I-Fi? But yes, he's very annoying though.
I've known people in my life that they're not ill-natured by being contrarian. They just do it because they enjoy doing it, and they want to almost like poke at your argument to see if there's flaws in it. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think sometimes in certain circumstances, it can kind of get a bit grating. But having somebody test, even if their premise isn't necessarily what their actual premise is, but they're just poking you to play like devil's advocate, that's not a bad thing in my opinion.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, devil's advocate.
Hey, I like conversing with I-Fi. We cool.
Yeah, I like it too.
He just called you gay.
No, he actually called his own channel gay.
Yeah, but he's not. But he's not in his feelers either.
Yeah. Oh, is he not? Did you not see him commenting 1,000 times?
No,
yeah, he called us the N-words in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the base
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
in his feelers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did call us the N-word.
Well, he said we were nagging.
Naggers.
Oh,
God.
Naggers.
But
Hey,
this is
I'm
I-Fi.
gonna because I gotta get a few things done. Oh,
All right. Thanks, Primal.
yeah,
Bye.
thanks for having. All right, well, nice to meet you all. We'll catch you later.
You too.
Later.
I do agree with Primal about him being necessarily being a good thing. I think the issue for me with I-Fi is that he doesn't know when to turn it off. He's inability to read the room and recognize when someone else is cooking and let them cook. He always wants to step in and steal the show, and that is
exactly
an issue. Like, it's like, all right, dude, like, stop being the bitch and calm the fuck. But I don't think that.
I-Fi, you gonna take that?
I'd just say he's not the only person that does that kind of thing.
But he's the only person on panel today, is why
that
he's
we know.
this. Correct.
Okay.
I-Fi, buy yourself back. Don't take this.
No, I-Fi, you take every bit of it.
He's sort of becoming the channel scapegoat in a way, isn't he?
He likes it. Though. That's the thing. He likes it. Like, you're talking to him like he doesn't like it. This fuels I-Fi.
Hey, I have never kicked off I-Fi if there wasn't money involved. I have never done that.
And then he actually thinks he is making.
All right, there is one time I kicked him off. All right, I made a mistake. The one time is when he was was nuking with Izzy, and I protected Ifi from himself in the moment. Yeah. Right?
Ifi gets mean, and it's funny when he gets mean because he gets mad and then he'll cuss you out, and that's kind of
he did apologize, but yeah, it's kind of funny, like the words he used.
Yeah, the way he says it, because you don't expect it to come from Ifi, but it is funny.
Yeah, especially when he claims that he's a man of God and all of that stuff, and then calling me all kinds of names.
Yeah, I didn't have to nuke Izzy. I just roasted her like a marshmallow.
Oh
made
my
her all
God.
soft and gooey, and gooey inside.
No,
you know what? You know what? Wizard and I used to just fight so hard. Like we were personal. Like I'm not so sure Wizard wasn't trying to throw curses on me. Okay, but don't worry about it. I handle my end. But,
no, I'm not worried about Wizard.
Right, but there was one point in my YouTube journeys that I was in a wreck and I had a concussion. And so everything I was saying wasn't coming out right. And it was really a sad moment because it was probably like 2 weeks. I was like, fuck, like I'm never going to be sharp again. Like, damn, this shit sucks. Like I didn't even want to talk to people. But then I saw Wizard on a panel and we got into that biggest fight. And in the middle of that fight, that switch clicked and I was back in action. So I truly believe it was that spark of anger that brought it back.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta fuel a fire.
Mm-hmm. But it was in that fight. I was like, oh shit, I'm back. And then I went hard. Then that was that huge fight we had.
That's the only reason I use triggers, guys. And understand that's what I'm doing. I'm using triggers. You see the picture.
To help people.
I want you to figure out what you are. I want you to figure out what your position in this life is. Do you really believe in some cartoon figure, or are you going to start believing in yourself and your abilities?
What are you even talking about, Wizard?
I'm pretty sure I'm not
all this patriotism to a false patriot.
It's Wizard being Wizard.
Happy birthday, Wizard.
You should be enjoying your birthday, dude.
And Wizard's a Leo. Am I right? Or yeah, so Leos are y'all are very, very angry and y'all roar. So I think as a personal, like when someone's roaring at me, who the fuck you talking to? But getting to know Wizard better, I'm just like, oh, that's just Wizard being Wizard, and it doesn't trigger me anymore. But still triggers me. I don't know
if he because he's a flip flopper, Cynthia. That's why I can't stand it with Wi-Fi. Flip flopper.
Oh, not me, Ifi. Okay.
No, Ifi.
No, and I don't know if I am a Leo. Actually, I'm the 23rd of July. I don't know.
We're still in Leo season, aren't we?
I'm sorry?
We're still in Leo season, astrologically speaking.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a Leo or a Cancer or both. I'm like right there on the border.
Are you on the cusp?
Well, I think Leo, right on the cusp. I think Leo is like June 23rd to June 20 or August 22nd, something like that.
Well, Cam the King points out astrology is gay.
I
agree. Yeah, we agree.
But I still roar.
What do y'all think the Northern Star? What do you think the Star of Bethlehem was? It was astrology.
Well, hold on.
That's
I have
true.
something...
I mean, that's what they do believe.
So, and then
I got something prepared for this. Hold on.
Okay.
So let me preface by saying, happy birthday, Wizard. Thank you for all coming, and you are all my friends.
Lovely to see you.
It is lovely to see me.
I claimed it.
Yeah,
are you saying that
initially claimed it? I agree.
He claimed
I'm not
it.
disputing that. I'm not disputing that he claimed it.
You're
disputing that you then claimed it.
No, he claimed it, and I claimed that he claimed that I was responsible for it.
If I was next to you now, I'll floor you. I'll knock you
would
down.
do nothing, Harvey.
You don't
would shut your mouth, which you're having a hard time doing here.
Get fucked, you fucking son of a bitch.
The whole based Oracle, he's got people pointing guns at him from all directions.
Base Oracle loves truth, so why You know who you're dealing with. If you know your audience, why have lies so he can dispel them?
Based, you are in trouble now.
And that's why I love Based.
Hey, what's your name? I gotta write your name down. Who the fuck are you?
Because she didn't have to come for him. He didn't have nothing to do with nothing. I'm breaking up with Flo, and Based Oracle is now my internet boyfriend.
No, don't give him too much credit.
No,
How
please,
is this?
Please,
How is it not real?
no, please, fucking don't do this. I need to know who this guy is.
His name is Based Oracle.
If I got you flowers once a week, that'd be cool. But what if I upped it to once a day?
Then I would suck your dick every day.
That's your expectation.
That's reality. You like a perfect match, though. You a little bit white, I'm a little bit black, you know?
But my pussy's real pink, though.
You're fucking.
Which one?
You're fucking the moderator, bro. You're fucking the moderator.
Is this indigenous black beautiful man?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, Base, how does it feel to be the YouTube sex symbol?
Right. And that's why I don't have to eat box. You see?
I really do fucking hate you, Based Oracle. And if I ever see you in life, I can't tell you what I do without the device. I can't tell you what I do with this.
So,
I slept with him once.
Who gives? God damn it!
I mean, quite honestly, Flo just sent me the link randomly and told me to jump on it. So. Why you have to come for him, though? What you talking to me?
Because I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just trying to be honest.
Well, fuck you, respectfully.
When did you realize that you thought of Based as a sex object?
No, I think you said a lot of interesting things tonight, and I think any man would want to. I think that any real man understands that he ain't got to say shit.
And Base, I was just saying, like, you got to give women more credit than you do.
No.
No. Based Oracle, he doesn't care about you. He pretends to, but then he understands that he's next to you because he's paid to be here.
Keeping ourselves stuck there.
She sounds like a good dishwasher.
A normal, reasonable person would never in a million years respond with, I want a fucking tuna sandwich, a box of chocolates, and balloons. That's not what a reasonable person responds to.
I never.
Whoa.
Based, you fucking wish you were me, dude.
According to your own fucking iconography.
You wish you were me.
You gonna forget you what?
I never even knew. I already forgot.
Absolutely
refuse. In your
refuse.
language, Andrew.
Trolling is my language?
Yeah.
Would you put a finger up your man's ass if he let you?
What
Hey,
the fuck?
Maybe me and Based Oracle agree that was gay.
Can you both agree that was a little gay?
Oh, you see, you don't think he's gay.
I think you're gay.
Literally, you get no pussy.